All right, Nick, let's talk about the Indianapolis Colts. This is a team had a rough start to the season. They ended up benching Matt Ryan. They are 3-5-1 right now. And due to now being ranked per PFF, the 32nd ranked offense in the NFL, they have now moved on from head coach Frank Reich. So I think that this leaves some intriguing options open for the Colts in their head coaching search. Whoever they want to decide to go for. We have a couple of things that we think would be really intriguing for the Colts to go after, Nick. But Colts fans, we've got to know, so far in the season, there's been a lot of changeover, a lot of interesting moves being made at the quarterback position. But outside of all that, outside of the turmoil, there have been some bright spots on this team. A lot of rookies stepping up, a lot of new guys showing their face. So let us know in the comments below, who has been your favorite new addition, whether draft pick, free agent signing, whatever the case may be? Who's your favorite new addition to this Colts squad? But Nick, what do you got on the Colts?
So obviously, I think the favorite new addition for this Colts fan base is going to be their next big move at head coach, and I think that's what's lurking around the scenes. Look, and it's been reported, it's been confirmed essentially at this point that Jeff Saturday will be the interim head coach for the Indianapolis Colts for the duration of the 2022 season. And look, that's a good feel-good move. Jeff Saturday can come in. He knows the organization. He knows the Irsay, Jim Irsay, the owner. So he's going to kind of a steadying force in the organization. But let's be honest here, Jeff Saturday is not a threatening long-term solution as a head coach. You don't bring in Jeff Saturday to eventually, shed the interim label and become the head coach. I honestly think what Irsay is doing here, and this is kind of a bit of a reach here, I think he's gearing up for a massive move for none other than Sean Payton. And I know that's a lot of Colts eyebrows probably got raised with what I said there, but the reality is he has done this before. So I had to go back to 2017, right? So this is according to FanSided here. For the second straight offseason, there were back-channel communications between the Colts and Saints about a possible trade of Sean Payton, according to sources with knowledge of the situation. While neither ownership group was directly involved in the process, which is basically code saying that both ownership groups were directly involved, they just can't say they were for tampering reasons. The sources said the highest reaches to the club were aware of the back and forth, and that there was mutual interest in completing a deal. Again, a deal getting Sean Payton from the New Orleans Saints to become the head coach of the Indianapolis Colts. So Irsay tried this twice before. He tried this in 2017, just didn't work out, logistics or trade compensation, whatever reason. He tried it in 2016. Again, it didn't work out. Now that Sean Payton isn't coaching anymore, now he's still under the rights of the New Orleans Saints. The Saints could be trying to trade him, just get some kind of recoup, maybe some kind of draft pick, some form of compensation. I think the fact that the Colts went with Jeff Saturday as a head coach, their interim head coach, a guy who doesn't have any real coaching experience, just a guy to come in and fill the gap and run out the season, tells me that this Colts team behind the scenes with Jim Irsay probably leading the charge is going all in on Sean Payton. Sean Payton is working for Fox Sports right now. I think when the season comes, he's going to be in next season comes, he's going to be in Lucas Oil Stadium leading this Colts, this Colts offense, getting him out of that 32nd ranked spot. I think it just makes sense. I think this is where the Colts are all in this direction right now.
Yeah, Nick, and it's really interesting because they've had communication in the past, and from what I had read, it seemed that Peyton was very interested in the Colts. They just couldn't get it done. I like that he has ties to the organization. He seems to like what they have going on, and they're in a perfect situation for him as well, as that they are in a rebuilding phase. He could come in and kind of, do whatever he wants. I'm not sure that Ellinger is the guy. He looks very intriguing, but up to this point, he hasn't done anything to jump off the page. But Peyton would have his pick of the litter as far as it comes to quarterbacks. They have a young stud running back in Jonathan Taylor. When he gets healthy and gets going again, Pierce has looked pretty good. Pittman is good. Strong wide receiver group. Miley Cox, tight end, is really good. And it's just, there's a lot of pieces to work with on this Colts team, and it'd be very intriguing for a veteran head coach like Peyton to come hang his laurels on and rebuild this Colts team to former glory. And I think it's a really nice move, Nick. I think it's something that we need to keep our eye on in the coming weeks and months to see, if Sean Payton is throwing his hat out there in the ring more in the coaching circles. So I'm excited to see what happens here.
Yeah, and people forget that when Sean Payton originally, rose to prominence, go to the New Orleans Saints to be their head coach, the New Orleans Saints were widely considered to be a total dumpster fire of an organization, not doing anything right. But that wasn't really 100% true. The New Orleans Saints had, been a solid team a couple of years before. They had Aaron Brooks at quarterback that actually won a playoff game in 2000. They've been right around the margins for a number of years. Hurricane Katrina kind of wiped them out, but they had been a little bit better team. They had built some good players. This wasn't the Aints of old the way you think of them. And again, the same way here, you have the Colts here that just they're a talented team. You mentioned a lot of their pieces. They just need to get their offense more stable, get quarterback more stable. And who's the quarterback guru? Who's the offensive guru? None other than Sean Payton. He is basically just the antidote for all the Colts ills. And I think Irsay 100% is gearing up for a massive move to try and get Sean Payton. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see this story develop more and more as this season unfolds.